Once upon a time, in a grand old house in Yorkshire called Misselthwaite Manor, lived a little girl named Mary Lennox. Mary wasn't a very happy child. She had come all the way from India, where she had lost her parents. Now, she was sour and lonely, with no one to play with except for the birds in the vast, windy gardens. One day, while exploring, Mary met a friendly robin. It was the first creature that seemed to truly like her. Following the robin, she stumbled upon something extraordinary, a long-buried key. She didn't know what it opened, but she felt a thrill of excitement she hadn't felt in a long time. Soon after, she heard stories from a kind housemaid named Martha about a secret garden. It had been locked up for 10 years after a terrible accident. No one had been inside since. Mary wondered, could this rusty old key be the one to unlock its secrets? Her heart beat faster at the thought. Driven by curiosity, Mary searched day after day. She followed the robin along an old ivy-covered wall, and there, hidden beneath the thick leaves, she found a keyhole. With a trembling hand, she pushed the key in, turned it, and the heavy door creaked open. She stepped inside and gasped. It was a garden, but it was a sad, tangled mess. Brown, lifeless stems choked everything, and thorny branches reached out like gnarled fingers. It looked like nothing had grown there for ages, but as she looked closer, she saw tiny green shoots pushing up through the soil. The garden wasn't dead, just sleeping. Mary felt a new purpose. This garden would be her secret, her project. She began to work, pulling at the stubborn weeds and clearing away the dead leaves. It was hard work for a little girl who had never done anything for herself before. But with each weed she pulled, she felt a little stronger, a little happier. One day, while working, she met a boy named Dickon. He was Martha's younger brother, a boy with a magical touch for animals and plants. He had rosy cheeks, wide blue eyes, and he could charm squirrels and rabbits right out of their burrows. Mary, who had never really had a friend, hesitantly decided to share her secret with him. Dickon was amazed by the garden. He knew just what to do. He brought seeds and tools, and together, they began to bring the garden back to life. They pruned the roses, turned the soil, and planted bright flowers. As they worked, Mary learned the names of flowers and the joy of watching things grow. As the garden began to bloom, so did Mary. Her pale cheeks grew rosy, and her sour expression was replaced by smiles. She laughed and ran with Dickon, feeling the sun on her face and the earth under her fingers. The magic of the garden was working on her, too. But there was another secret at Misselthwaite Manor. Sometimes, late at night, Mary would hear a faint, crying sound echoing through the long corridors. The servants insisted it was just the wind, but Mary wasn't so sure. One night, she decided to follow the sound. It led her to a hidden room, where she found a boy about her age lying in a grand, curtained bed. This was Colin Craven, her cousin. Colin believed he was sick and would never be able to walk. He was lonely, angry, and had never been outside. He had spent his whole life shut away in his room. At first, Mary and Colin argued, two stubborn children used to getting their own way. But soon, Mary told him about the secret garden, about Dickon, and about the robin. Colin was captivated. He wanted to see this magical place more than anything. With Dickon's help, they managed to sneak Colin out of the house in his wheelchair. It was his first time outdoors. When they rolled him through the secret door and into the garden, his eyes widened in wonder. The garden was bursting with life. Roses climbed the walls, bluebells carpeted the ground, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of blossoms. Colin visited the garden every day. Surrounded by the beauty and the friendship of Mary and Dickon, a powerful change began to happen. He started to believe that maybe he wasn't as sick as he thought. He felt the life of the garden flowing into him, making him stronger. One sunny afternoon, filled with a sudden surge of determination, Colin gripped the arms of his chair and, with Mary and Dickon cheering him on, he stood up. He wobbled, but he stood. Then, he took one shaky step, and then another. He was walking. They all cheered and danced around the garden, their laughter echoing off the old stone walls. The magic was complete. When Colin's father, who had been traveling to escape his sadness, returned home, he was led to the secret garden. There, he saw his son, not pale and sick in bed, but running towards him, healthy and full of life. He saw Mary, no longer sour but vibrant and joyful. The sight filled his heart with a happiness he thought he had lost forever. The secret garden had healed them all. It taught Mary how to love and care for others. It gave Colin the strength to believe in himself and overcome his fears. And it brought a broken family back together. The story of the secret garden teaches us a beautiful lesson. Just like the neglected garden, sometimes parts of ourselves can feel forgotten or sad. But with a little bit of care, friendship, and a belief in the magic of nature, anything can be brought back to life. A little bit of kindness, like a seed planted in the ground, can grow into something wonderful and change everything for the better. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed our story, please like and subscribe for more.